work out here. No slacking.
Hello guys, it's your boy D Valor back with some more boxing. Billy Joe Saunders says that he is willing to fight GGG in 11 weeks. Now, in a recent interview on IFL TV, after watching GGG versus Daniel Jacobs, Saunders is saying he wants that spot. He wants that GGG spot now. So there's a lot of been a talk for this fight to happen. Billy Joe Saunders has admitted that there was talks and arrangements, Frank Warren talking to GGG's guys, Tom Loafer and all sorts, before this fight happened. But because GGG was supposed to be focusing on the Daniel Jacobs thing, he didn't talk about it, which is fair enough. But now this fight is happening. Well, should be or could be. But that's the thing about these fighters. There's all this talk about, yeah, they want a big fight, they want the limelight and everything, but will it really happen? Well, Billy Joe Saunders has said that GGG wants this fight more than him because it's his dream fight. GGG has all the belts at the moment, but he wants that WBO title, which Saunders holds. But which leads me to think, so why hasn't this fight happened already? Billy Joe Saunders has said that he has 4 big fights that he wanted to do, but he couldn't get them. There's 3 that I know of, which are obviously the rematch between him and Eubanks, this fight with Golovkin, which could have happened before but didn't for some reason, and the fight against Canelo, which Canelo doesn't seem to want to fight anybody. He's fighting Chavez, but he's forcing him to come. He's forcing him to go down, or he's forcing Chavez to fight at a weight that he's not comfortable at. So he's just looking for something else. I don't know what he's doing, but Billy Joe Saunders is saying he's willing to fight GGG now, and his excuse or his explanation, let's say, for why he couldn't fight him before or why it wasn't done before is that he's waiting for GGG to get a bit older. He's saying that now he's about 35, he's not once where he used to be, his reflexes is not going to be as sharp, and this is the perfect time for him to take that GGG spot. He wants it now. So my response to that is, well, in that fight against Daniel Jacobs, he got outboxed, yes. Even in the fight with Kell Brook, he was made to look vulnerable. There is a blueprint to beat GGG. But he did knock down Daniel Jacobs, who was the bigger man, in the 4th round. So he still has something. If he touches you, he can knock you out. So the question is, what is Billy Joe Saunders' chin like? And I'm getting into this fight already, really, because it seems as if there was talks before that this could happen, unification, and then now it's more likely to happen because that fight was GGG's already had his fight, but I don't know if it will actually go on. And so as I do, I'm just letting you guys know what is going on. But I'm just getting a little bit annoyed, because, well, at the moment, what fights have we got? We got Anthony Crolla this weekend, but all these fights where fighters are talking about fighting each other and it doesn't happen, it's annoying. It's like, what? Why can't you just get in the ring and do it? Does it always have to be about money? As a boxing fan and as someone that understands boxing business, I know that if the money ain't right, then the fight's not going to happen. But I still want to see those big fights. And if I just hear him talk about it, it's like, oh, what? Come on. But I know you guys needed your medicine, so I'm going to... I thought I'd give you some breaking news about Billy Joe Saunders. You want to know about things that's going on, so here's the news. Billy Joe Saunders wants to fight GGG, wants to get his head slacked off. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say that GGG's gonna win this one, simply because there's a blueprint to beat him. You don't need to fight this guy. You don't need to fall into his game plan. You just need to outsmart him. And once you can outsmart him, you can win off points. But Billy Joe Saunders says that he wants to go to Kazakhstan. He wants to go to Kazakhstan. He says if he wants to fight in a Borat tent, he can. Borat tent, He wants to fight GGG in his own town. But I was thinking, right, if he actually did fight him there, is that the best decision? Is that right to do? Because well, if you can get robberies in New York, like on the massive, one of the most massive rings events in the boxing world, then how do you think you're gonna get a fair? Do you think you're gonna get a fair decision in his home country? But the judges shouldn't really affect it. It's annoying me how corrupt and annoying the sport is. It's well frustrating, I should say, that like you can't even get a fair decision because I think you ask 100 people who watched that fight, 90% of them are gonna tell you that Danny Jacobs outboxed Golovkin. Even Golovkin knew that he beat him, that he was beaten by Danny Jacobs. So now everybody wants a piece of the Golovkin pie because they've seen he can be beaten. Which leads me on to who do I think will win this in a clash? Well, you can outsmart GGG, but at some point he's going to hit you. The first time he hit Danny Jacobs in the fourth round properly, first time he connected with a clean shot and put him down. So how good is Billy Joe Saunders' chin? Because he's going to be getting a hit on it. So that's one question. And also, Daniel Jacobs has a bit of success switching to southpaw, and Billy Joe Saunders is a natural southpaw. And in that interview in IFL, he was saying that, well, I've seen a few things. I just watched highlights. So I didn't watch the full fight, but I saw a few things that Daniel Jacobs was doing. But I would do things differently. So is he referring to the fact that Daniel Jacobs was switching to southpaw, but he's not a southpaw, and Saunders is one, so he's thinking, well, I can fight better in southpaw, so I would have more success. But when I watched that fight, I saw Jacobs getting hit more in southpaw, and I only think he was using that to keep GGG off guard and not get him in his own way. He's not really expecting what's happened next, because that's what GGG does. Once he reads you, then he works you out, and then he plans to get you out of there. So yeah, will that happen to Saunders? I don't know, but he seems to be saying that he's willing to fight, but he's not completely shouting out GGG. But he says to him that he says, "You fucking minge." He's called him. He don't like Canelo either. He said Canelo was a waste of time. But yeah. Oh shit! Sorry guys. I'm dying here. But in my last breath, I'm giving you guys a video. Oh fucking hell. But yeah, Billy Joe Saunders is fighting. Well, not fighting, but wants to fight GGG. You know what? Give him a slice of the pie. Let him do it. He says that if he does win this belt, he would. Well, he said if it's judged by his last performance, then why would GGG want to fight him? Because I saw that last fight and it was terrible. He even said it was terrible. So based off of that, I don't think he'll be able to beat GGG. Old GGG or not, he wouldn't be able to beat him with that performance. But he says that if in 11 weeks he's ready to fight him. So I hope this one happens, because I want to see if another middleweight can beat GGG. I think it is possible, but I just like to see interesting fights, guys. I like to see shit happen, you know what I mean? I like to see things going on in the boxing world, you know what I mean? I don't like just hearing all the talk. When I hear the talk, I'm like, oh, what? If it's not going to go on, you guys are just, businessmen trying to build up your own thing. No, man. You're fighters, and I want to see you fight. That's when I'm most happy as a boxing fan. So anyway, yeah, Billy Joe Saunders to fight GGG in 11 weeks. Let's hope that it happens. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. Let's have a talk about this. Billy Joe Saunders to fight GGG. It's your boy D Vallo. Make sure you subscribe, and I'm out.